These questions with their possible right answers are taken from original DMV exam. These questions are very important. Watch the questions carefully so you will pass your exam easily. You will get more tests of DMV very soon. So subscribe the channel for latest tests for preparation. Let's start the exam. It is illegal for a person 21 years of age or older to drive with a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, that is dash or higher. 0.08%. 0.10%. 0.05%. And the correct answer is 0.08%. You must notify the DMV within 5 days if you are cited for a traffic violation. Sell or transfer your vehicle. Paint your vehicle a different color. And the correct answer is sell or transfer your vehicle. The speed limit in any alley is 20 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour. And the correct answer is 15 miles per hour. You are crossing an intersection and an emergency vehicle is approaching with a siren and flashing light. You should stop immediately in the intersection until it passes. Pull to the right in the intersection and stop. Continue through intersection, pull to the right, and stop. And the correct answer is continue through intersection, pull to the right, and stop. If there is deep puddle in the road ahead, you should maintain the posted speed to make it through the water. Avoid the puddle, if possible. Shift into neutral as you drive as through the water. And the correct answer is avoid the puddle, if possible. Which of these statement is true about driving and taking medications? Most cold medications can make a person drowsy. Over-the-counter medications cannot impair driving ability if taken in the recommended dosages. Medications are safe to take at any time if prescribed by a doctor. And the correct answer is most cold medications can make a person drowsy. Your wheels should be pointed straight ahead. Unless you are waiting to make a left turn at a traffic light. Parked on a hill or sloping driveway. Parked on the side of a level roadway and there is no curb. And the correct answer is parked on a hill or sloping driveway. To left from a one-way street onto a one-way street, start from the lane closet to the left curb. The center lane. Any lane as long as it seems safe to do so. And the correct answer is the lane closet to the left curb. Which of the following is true about large trucks? Trucks have fewer blind spots due to the vehicle height. It is best to pass trucks very slowly and on the right side. Trucks often appear to travel slower because of their large size. And the correct answer is trucks often appear to travel slower because of their large size. You are required to wear your safety belt in a moving vehicle. Unless the vehicle was manufactured before 1975. Unless you are riding in the back of a pickup, camper. And failure to do so will result in a traffic ticket. And the correct answer is and failure to do so will result in a traffic ticket. The white sign means railroad crossing is controlled. Continue at your regular speed. Look, listen, and prepare to stop at the crossing, if necessary. Stop at the railroad tracks and wait for a signal before crossing. And the correct answer is look, listen, and prepare to stop at the crossing, if necessary. This red and white signs mean you should stop and check traffic both ways before proceeding. Give the right-of-way to the traffic on the road you wish to enter or across. Keep a steady speed and check traffic both ways. And the correct answer is give the right-of-way to the traffic on the road you wish to enter or across. A peace officer is signaling you to drive to the edge of the roadway. You decide to ignore the officer's warning and flee the scene. You are guilty of a misdemeanor and can be punished by being fined up to $1,000. Jailed in the country jail for not more than 1 year. Given a warning and citation. And the correct answer is jailed in the country jail for not more than 1 year. The speed limit for a school zone where children are present is dash, unless otherwise posted. 15 miles per hour. 25 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour. And the correct answer is 25 miles per hour. Instructions from school crossing guard must be obeyed. All the times. During school hours only. Only when children are present in front of a school. And the correct answer is all the times. To be sure a lane is clear before you change lanes, you should look in your outside mirrors only. Glance over your shoulder into the lane you want to enter. Always turn your head and look over your right shoulder. And the correct answer is glance over your shoulder into the lane you want to enter. If you have green light, but traffic is blocking the intersection, stay outside the intersection until the traffic clears. Enter the intersection and wait until the traffic clears. Merge into another lane and try to go around the traffic. And the correct answer is stay outside the intersection until the traffic clears. All are the following are dangerous while driving. Which is also illegal. Wearing a headset that covers both ears. Having one or more interior lights on. Using cruise control on residential streets. And the correct answer is wearing a headset that covers both ears. When you see this yellow line, you should always stop at a crosswalk. Stop at the crosswalk until a crossing guard signals you to go. Be prepared to stop if children are in crosswalk. And the correct answer is be prepared to stop if children are in crosswalk. You are driving in the far right lane of a 4-lane freeway and notice thick broken white line on the left side of your lane. You are driving in the carpool lane and must merge into the next lane. A special lane for slow-moving vehicles. An exit lane. And the correct answer is an exit lane. For which of the following traffic lights must you always stop your vehicle? Solid red lights, flashing red lights, and blacked-out traffic signals. Solid red lights, red arrows, and flashing yellow lights. Solid right lights, flashing red lights, and yellow lights. And the correct answer is solid red lights, flashing red lights, and blacked-out traffic signals. Two vehicles are approaching an uncontrolled T-intersection. One vehicle is on the through road and the other is on the road that ends. Who has the right-of-way at the intersection? The vehicle on the through road. The vehicle on the right. The vehicle that arrives first. And the correct answer is the vehicle on the through road. You are on a two-way road and the vehicle ahead of you is turning left into a driveway. You may legally pass the vehicle on the right. If there is enough road between the curb and the vehicle. Even if you must drive in a bicycle lane to do so. Even you must cross a solid white lane painted on the road. And the correct answer is if there is enough road between the curb and the vehicle. When driving in fog, snow, or rain, you should use your low beam headlights, high beam headlights, running lights. And the correct answer is low beam headlights. Which of these statement is true about child passengers? Children 1 or older and over 20 pounds should ride in the first seat. Children under age 1 should not ride in the front seat in airbag-equipped vehicles. The first seat is generally the safest place in the vehicle for children 6 years of age and older. And the correct answer is children under age 1 should not ride in the front seat in airbag-equipped vehicles. When a traffic signal light isn't working at an intersection, you should come to a complete stop, then proceed when it is safe. Stop before entering and let all other traffic go first. Slow down or stop, if necessary. And the correct answer is come to a complete stop, Then proceed when it is safe. Safe. Cargo extended more than 4 feet from your rear bumper is illegal under all circumstances. Must be marked with a red flag or lights. Does not legally have to be marked, but it is a good idea. And the correct answer is must be marked with a red flag or lights. Lights. You are getting ready to make a right turn. You should always stop before making a right turn. Signal during the last 100 feet before you turn. Slow down and signal as you start your turn. And the correct answer is signal during the last 100 feet before you turn. Smoking inside a vehicle when a person younger than 18 years of age is present is legal, if it is your child. Illegal at all times. Not restricted by law. And the correct answer is illegal at all times. You should adjust your rear view and side mirrors before you get into the vehicle. Before you start driving. After you start driving. And the correct answer is before you start driving. When it is legal to use a cell phone without a hands-free device while driving. When making a call while stopped at a red light. When making a call for emergency assistance. Never. And the correct answer is when making a call for emergency assistance. You should stop before crossing railroad tracks. Even when the railroad tracks are out of service. Anytime a train may be approaching, whether or not you can see it. If your vehicle has 3 or more axles. And the correct answer is anytime a train may be approaching, whether or not you can see it. When you change lanes or merge with another lane, you have the right of way. Should first stop and check for cross traffic. Need at least a 4-second gap in traffic. And the correct answer is need at least a 4-second gap in traffic. Which statement is true about motorcyclists and motorists? Motorcyclists are not allowed to drive faster than the other traffic during congested road conditions. Motorcyclists have the same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. Motorcycles are heavier than the other traffic and are less affected by wind, rain. And the correct answer is motorcyclists have the same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. A pedestrian who is blind or visually impaired uses traffic sound before deciding to cross the street. If you see a pedestrian with a guide dog or white cane waiting to cross at a corner, you should stop at the crosswalk and honk your horn. Drive into the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine. Pull up to the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine. And the correct answer is pull up to the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine. You must notify the DMV within 5 days if you are cited for a traffic violation. Sell or transfer your vehicle. Paint your vehicle of a different color. And the correct answer is sell or transfer your vehicle. It is illegal for a person 21 years of age or older to drive with a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, that is underscore or higher. 0.08%, 0.10%, 0.05%. And the correct answer is 0.08%. California's speed law says you must keep your speed close to that of other traffic. Never drive faster than is safe for current conditions. Always drive at the posted speed limit. And the correct answer is never drive faster than is safe for current conditions. Which statement is true about motorcyclists and motorists? Motorcyclists are not allowed to drive faster than the other traffic during congested road condition. Motorcyclists have same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. Motorcycles are heavier than the other vehicles and are less affected by the wind, rain. And the correct answer is motorcyclists have same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. Tailgating other drivers, driving too close to their rear bumper, can frustrate other drivers and make them angry. Cannot result in traffic violation. Reduces collisions by preventing from being cut off. And the correct answer is can frustrate other drivers and make them angry. Driving under the influence of any medication which impairs your driving is permitted. Under no circumstances. If you don't feel drowsy. If it is prescribed by a physician. And the correct answer is under no circumstances. You may drive in a bike lane. If you drive slower than 15 miles per hour. No more than 200 feet before making a right turn. Whenever bicyclists are not present. And the correct answer is no more than 200 feet before making a right turn. Drivers are required to obey instructions from security guards patrolling parking lots. Other drivers whose vehicles are broken down on the roadway. Flaggers, signal persons, at construction sites. And the correct answer is flaggers, signal persons, at construction sites. You are driving on a city street and see an emergency vehicle with flashing lights behind you. What should you do? Drive to the right edge of the road and slow down. Drive to the right edge of the road and stop. Stay in your lane, slow down, and let it pass. And the correct answer is drive to the right edge of the road and stop. If your cell phone rings while you are driving and you do not have a hands-free device, you should answer the call because it may be an emergency. Let the call go to voicemail. Check the incoming number before answering the call. And the correct answer is let the call go to voicemail. A solid yellow line next to a broken yellow line means that vehicles in both directions may pass. Next to the solid line may pass. Next to the broken line may pass. And the correct answer is next to the solid line may pass. You want to park uphill on a two-way road and there is no curb. Which way do you turn your front wheels? So they face straight ahead. Right towards the side of the road. Left towards the center of the road. And the correct answer is right towards the side of the road. If you are riding in a vehicle equipped with a lap belt and also a separate shoulder belt, you are only required to use the lap belt. Required to use both the lap and shoulder belt. Only required to use the shoulder belt. And the correct answer is required to use both the lap and shoulder belt. A flashing yellow traffic signal at an intersection means you should treat the signal like a stop sign. Stop. Yield to all cross traffic before crossing in the intersection. Slow down and be alert at the upcoming intersection. And the correct answer is slow down and be alert at the upcoming intersection. When driving on a multi-lane street with two-way traffic, drive alongside the other vehicles so the drivers can see you. You should drive ahead or behind the other vehicles. It is safest to drive in the lane next to the center line. And the correct answer is you should drive ahead or behind the other vehicles. What is the benefit of a space cushion around your vehicle? Other drivers can cut in front of you, improving traffic flow. If another driver makes a mistake, you have time to react. It inflates to protect you from injury in case of a collision. And the correct answer is if another driver makes a mistake, you have time to react. You are involved in a minor collision at an intersection. There are no injuries and very little vehicle damage. You should leave your vehicle in the traffic lane until law enforcement arrives. Move your vehicle out of the traffic lane, if possible. Not move your vehicle for any reason. And the correct answer is move your vehicle out of the traffic lane, if possible. Smoking inside a vehicle when a person younger than 18 years of age is present. Legal, if it is your child, Illegal at all times. Not restricted by law. And the correct answer is illegal at all times. To turn left from a one-way street with multiple lanes onto a two-way street, start the turn in the far left lane. Any lane available. The lane closest to the middle of the street. And the correct answer is the far left lane. Blocking an intersection during rush hour traffic is not permitted. Unless you entered the intersection on a green light. Under any circumstances, even if your light is green. Unless you have the right of way or a green light. And the correct answer is under any circumstances, even if your light is green. You reach an intersection with stop signs on all four corners at the same time as the driver on your left. Who has the right of way? The driver on your left has the right of way. You have the right of way. Whoever if signaling to make a turn has the right of way. And the correct answer is you have the right of way. If there is no crosswalk and you see a pedestrian crossing your lane, you should make sure the pedestrian can see you before proceeding. Cautiously drive around the pedestrian. Stop and let the pedestrian finish crossing. And the correct answer is stop and let the pedestrian finish crossing. You are driving on the freeway behind a large truck, you should drive closer behind the truck than for a passenger vehicle. Farther behind the truck than for a passenger vehicle. To the right side of the truck and wait to pass. And the correct answer is farther behind the truck than for a passenger vehicle. Backing your vehicle is always dangerous to do. Dangerous if you have a helper. Only dangerous in large vehicles. And the correct answer is stop and always dangerous to do. While all the following are dangerous to do while driving, which is also illegal. Listening to music through a set of dual headphones. Adjusting your outside mirrors. Reading a road map. And the correct answer is listening to music through a set of dual headphones. You must yield to a pedestrian using a white cane or guide dog. Only when a guide dog is leading the person across the street. At all times. Only as a crossing guard is present. And the correct answer is at all times. The yellow signs means the road ahead has many curves. There is a sharp curve in the road ahead. The road ahead may be slippery. And the correct answer is the road ahead may be slippery. To see vehicles in your blind spot, you should check the inside rear view mirror, the outside rear view mirror, over your shoulders. And the correct answer is over your shoulders. A freeway on-ramp is marked with this white sign. Which of the following vehicles may use this lane? A convertible with an adult and two children. A carpool van containing only the driver. A sport utility vehicle containing an adult, child and family pet. And the correct answer is a convertible with an adult and two children. When parking next to a curb, you should use your turn signals. Only when pulling away from the curb. When pulling next to, but not away from the curb. When pulling next to or away from the curb. And the correct answer is when pulling next to or away from the curb. You are on the freeway and traffic is merging into your lane. You should make room for the merging traffic, if possible. Assert your right of way by driving faster. Always slow down and maintain your position. And the correct answer is make room for the merging traffic, if possible. A flashing red traffic light at an intersection means slow down before entering. Stop before entering. Stop and wait for the green light. And the correct answer is stop before entering. This yellow sign means controlled railroad crossing ahead. Be prepared to stop if lights are flashing. There is a traffic signal ahead. And the correct answer is there is a traffic signal ahead. Which of the following is true about roadways on bridges and overpasses in cold, wet weather? They tend to freeze before the rest of the road does. They do not freeze because they are made of concrete. They tend to freeze after the rest of the road does. And the correct answer is they tend to freeze before the rest of the road does. Should you always drive slower than the traffic? No, you can block traffic when you drive too slowly. Yes, it is good defensive driving technique. Yes, it is always safer than driving fast. And the correct answer is no, you can block traffic when you drive too slowly. You must stop at the intersection ahead. Just before the intersection, you have to cross railroad tracks. You should stop before you cross the railroad tracks when you don't have room to completely cross the tracks. The crossing is located in the city or town with frequent train traffic. You transport 2 or more children in a passenger vehicle. And the correct answer is you don't have room to completely cross the tracks. It is illegal for a person 21 years of age or older to drive with a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, that is underscore or higher. 0.08%, 0.10%, 0.05%. And the correct answer is 0.08%. You must notify the DMV within 5 days if you sell or transfer your vehicle, are cited for a traffic violation, paint your vehicle of a different color. And the correct answer is sell or transfer your vehicle. What is the difference between traffic lights and red arrows and those with solid red lights? Red arrows are only used to stop traffic which is turning left. Red arrows are only used for protected turn lanes. You cannot turn on a red arrow, even if you stop first. And the correct answer is you cannot turn on a red arrow, even if you stop first. You are driving on a city street and see an emergency vehicle with flashing lights behind you. What should you do? Drive to the right edge of the road and slow down. Drive to the right edge of the road and stop. Stay in your lane, slow down, and let it pass. And the correct answer is drive to the right edge of the road and stop. You should allow more space in front of your vehicle when following large truck because you need the extra room to see around the truck. Their heavier weight allows them to stop more quickly than you. If you follow too closely, you will get caught in the wind draft caused by the truck. And the correct answer is you need the extra room to see around the truck. When making a right turn from a highway with 2 lanes in your direction, you may turn from the lane closet the center of the road, the lane nearest the curb or edge of the road, either lane, depending on oncoming traffic. And the correct answer is the lane nearest the curb or edge of the road. Highways are typically most slippery during a heavy rainstorm in the middle of summer. When it first starts to rain after a dry spell. After it has been raining for a long time. And the correct answer is when it first starts to rain after a dry spell. Which of these statement is true about road work zones? Fines are the same for violation committed in work zones. You must slow for the cone zones. Slow down only if you think workers are present. And the correct answer is you must slow for the cone zones. At intersections, crosswalks, and railroad crossings, you should always stop, listen and proceed if you cannot hear anything. Look to the sides of your vehicle. Concentrate on oncoming traffic. And the correct answer is look to the sides of your vehicle. Which of these vehicles must stop before crossing railroad tracks? Tank trucks marked with hazardous materials placards. Moto homes are pickup trucks towing a trailer. Sport utility vehicles carrying 4 or more persons. And the correct answer is tank trucks marked with hazardous materials placards. If you have trouble seeing other vehicles because of dust or smoke blowing across the roadway, you should drive slower and turn your emergency flashers, parking lights, headlights. And the correct answer is headlights. You are driving on a one-way street. You may turn left onto another one-way street. Only if a sign permits the turn. If traffic on the street is moving to right. If traffic on the street is moving to left. And the correct answer is if traffic on the street is moving to left. You should use your horn when another vehicle is on your way. It may help prevent a collision. Another driver makes a mistake. And the correct answer is it may help prevent a collision. If you drive slower than the flow of traffic, you will most likely interfere with traffic and receive a ticket. Improve traffic flow. Demonstrate defensive driving techniques. And the correct answer is interfere with traffic and receive a ticket. A police officer is signaling you to continue driving through a red light. What should you do? Do as officer tells you. Wait for the green light. Stop first. Then do what the officer tells you. And the correct answer is do as officer tells you. Pedestrians at the corner have the right of way. Only at controlled intersections. Only when a crosswalk is painted on the street. Whether or not a crosswalk is marked. And the correct answer is whether or not a crosswalk is marked. When changing lanes on freeway, you should signal for at least 5 seconds. Slow down before you start to change lanes. Assume there is enough space for your vehicle, if you signal first. And the correct answer is signal for at least 5 seconds. When planning to pass another vehicle, you should no count on other drivers making room for you. Assume they will let you pass if you use your turn signal. Assume they will maintain a constant speed. And the correct answer is no count on other drivers making room for you. This white sign means you should slow down and move to the right of lane. Stay in the right lane if you are driving slower than the other traffic. Slower traffic must exit on the right. And the correct answer is stay in the right lane if you are driving slower than the other traffic. Smoking inside a vehicle when a person younger than 18 years of age is present is legal, if it your child. Illegal at all times. Not restricted by law. And the correct answer is illegal at all times. Which statement is true about motorcyclists and motorists? Motorcyclists are not allowed to drive faster than the other vehicle. Motorcyclists have same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. Motorcycles are heavier than the other traffic and are less affected by the wind. And the correct answer is motorcyclists have same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. Which of these statements about drugs and driving is true? Any prescription drug is safe to use if you don't feel drowsy. Even over-the-counter drugs can impair your driving. Only illegal drugs can impair your driving. And the correct answer is even over-the-counter drugs can impair your driving. You must use your seat belt. Unless you are riding in vehicle built before 1978. Unless you're driving in a limousine. And failure to do so will result in a traffic ticket. And the correct answer is and failure to do so will result in a traffic ticket. You should not start cross an intersection if you know you will block the intersection when the light turn red. Under any circumstances. Unless you entered the intersection on a yellow light. unless you entered the intersection on a green light. And the correct answer is under any circumstances. Which of the following will help you to avoid being hit from behind? Merge into another lane. Decreasing your following distance. Changing lanes frequently. And the correct answer is merge into another lane. At a dawn or dusk, or in rain or snow, it can be hard to see and be seen. A good way to let other drivers know you are there to turn up the instrumental panel lights. On your parking lights. On your headlights. And the correct answer is on your headlights. Lights. You may cross double yellow lines to pass another vehicle if the vehicle in front of you moves to the right to let you pass. Yellow line next to your side of the road is broken. Yellow next to the other side of the is broken. And the correct answer is yellow line next to your side of the road is broken. Broken. This yellow sign means one lane road ahead. Merging traffic ahead. Lanes and ahead. And the correct answer is merging traffic ahead. Ahead. You want to pass a bicyclist riding on the right edge of your lane. You must honk your horn before passing the bicyclist. Must not squeeze past the bicyclist. May not pass the bicyclist for any reason. And the correct answer is must not squeeze past the bicyclist. Cyclist. Which of the following increases your chances of having a collision? Looking over your shoulder while making lane changes. Continuously changing lanes to pass other vehicles. Adjusting your rear view mirror before you start driving. And the correct answer is continuously changing lanes to pass other vehicles. Animal may be transported in the back of a pickup truck only if the sides of the truck bed are at least 18 inches high. They are properly secured. The tag light of the truck is closed. And the correct answer is they are properly secured. You want to make a right turn at the corner. A pedestrian with a guide dog is at the corner ready to cross the street in front of you. Before making your right turn, you should turn off your engine until the person crosses the street. Tell the pedestrian when to cross the street. Wait until the person cross the street. And the correct answer is wait until the person cross the street. Large truck turning right onto a street with 2 lanes in each direction may complete their turn in either the left or right lane. Often have to use part of the left lane to complete the turn. Must stay in the right lane at all times. And the correct answer is often have to use part of the left lane to complete the turn. When is it legal to use a mobile phone without hand-free device while driving? When making a call while stopped at red light. When making a call for emergency assistance. Never. And the correct answer is when making a call for emergency assistance. You want to turn left ahead. In the middle of the road there is a lane marked as shown. You must turn from your current traffic lane after signaling. Merge completely into this lane before you making your left turn. Not enter this lane for any reason. And the correct answer is merge completely into this lane before you making your left turn. It is illegal for a person 21 years of age or older to drive with a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, that is dash or higher. 0.08%, 0.10%, 0.05%. And the correct answer is 0.08%. You must notify the DMV within 5 days if you sell or transfer your vehicle, are cited for a traffic violation, paint your vehicle of a different color. And the correct answer is sell or transfer your vehicle. A pedestrian start to cross the street after the don't walk signal begins to flash. The pedestrian is in the middle of the street when your signal light changes to green. You should proceed if you have the right of way. Proceed if the pedestrian is not in your lane. Wait until the pedestrian crosses the street before proceeding. And the correct answer is wait until the pedestrian crosses the street before proceeding. You must notify the law enforcement and file a report of traffic accident occurring in California, SR1, with DMV when you intend to file a certificate of non-operation for your vehicle. Your vehicle is towed for parking illegally. You have a collision and there is an injury or death. And the correct answer is you have a collision and there is an injury or death. You exit a freeway on a ramp that curves downhill. You should slow to a safe speed before curve. Slow to the posted speed limit of a freeway. Wait until you have entered the curve to begin parking. And the correct answer is slow to a safe speed before curve. You are driving on a freeway posted for 65 miles per hour. Traffic is heavy and moving 35 miles per hour. The best speed for your vehicle is most likely 25 miles per hour, 35 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour. And the correct answer is 35 miles per hour. A heavy vehicle cuts suddenly in front of you, creating a hazard. Which of these actions you should take first? Honk and step on the brake firmly. Take your foot off the gas. Swerve into the lane next to you. And the correct answer is take your foot off the gas. You are approaching a green traffic light, but traffic is blocking the intersection. What is the best thing to do? Partially enter the intersection to establish your right-of-way. Don't enter the intersection until you can get completely across. Continue into the intersection and wait for the traffic to clear. And the correct answer is don't enter the intersection until you can get completely across. A safety zone is specially marked area for passengers to get on or off buses and trolleys. You may not drive through a safety zone. Only when a bus or trolley is present. Only when a bus or trolley unloading passengers. At any time for any reason. And the correct answer is at any time for any reason. A red arrow is pointing to the right on a traffic light means you may turn in that direction after slowing and checking traffic. Not turn in that direction until the light turns green. Turn in that direction after you come to a complete stop. And the correct answer is not turn in that direction until the light turns green. Smoking inside a vehicle when a person younger than 18 years of age is present is legal, if it is your child. Illegal at all times. Not restricted by law. And the correct answer is illegal at all times.
A pedestrian who is blind or visually impaired uses traffic sounds before deciding to cross the street. If you see a pedestrian with a guide dog or white cane waiting to cross at a corner, you should stop at the crosswalk and honk your horn. Drive into the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine. Pull up to the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine. And the correct answer is pull up to the crosswalk so the person can hear your engine.
An orange and red sign of this shape on a vehicle always means the vehicle has the right of way. Slow-moving vehicle. Shoulder work ahead. And the correct answer is slow-moving vehicle. 3 of the most important times to check traffic behind you are before backing, making a sharp turn, or crossing an intersection. Backing, changing lanes, or slowing down quickly. Changing lanes, crossing intersections, or slowing down quickly. And the correct answer is backing, changing lanes, or slowing down quickly. Which of these statements is true about drinking alcohol and driving? If you can walk a straight line after drinking, it is safe to drive. If you are under the legal blood alcohol concentration limit, your driving isn't impaired. Alcohol affects judgment, which is needed for driving safely. And the correct answer is alcohol affects judgment, which is needed for driving safely. You must yield the right-of-way to an emergency vehicle by driving near to the right edge of the road as possible and stopping. Moving into the right lane and driving slowly until it has passed. Stopping immediately even if you are in an intersection. And the correct answer is driving near to the right edge of the road as possible and stopping. Flasher brake lights or turn on your emergency flashers if you need to warn other drivers of a collision ahead. Are temporarily parked in a traffic lane to make a delivery. Are backing out of a parking space. And the correct answer is need to warn other drivers of a collision ahead. A curb painted blue means parking is allowed for no longer than 15 minutes. For picking up or dropping off passengers. For disabled persons with a special placard or plate. And the correct answer is for disabled persons with a special placard or plate. You should signal continuously while turning because it is illegal to turn off your signal before completing a turn. Lets other drivers know what your intentions are. Is always unsafe to turn off a signal before completing a turn. And the correct answer is lets other drivers know what your intentions are. If your cell phone rings while you are driving and you do not have a hands-free device, you should answer the call because it may be emergency. Let the call go to voicemail. Check the incoming number before answering the call. And the correct answer is let the call go to voicemail. When a school bus with its red lights flashing is stopped ahead on your side of the road, you must stop until all the children have left the bus. Stop until the lights stop flashing. Change lanes, drive slowly, and pass cautiously. And the correct answer is stop until the lights stop flashing. You can drive of the road to pass another vehicle. If the vehicle ahead is turning left. If there are two or more lanes traveling in your direction. Under no circumstances. And the correct answer is under no circumstances. It is illegal to leave children age 6 or younger unattended in a vehicle on a hot day. Even if they are secured in a child passenger's restraint system. If they are supervised by a person 12 years of age or older. Only if the key is in the ignition. And the correct answer is even if they are secured in a child passenger's restraint system. Which statement is true about motorcyclists and motorists? Motorcyclists are not allowed to drive faster than the other traffic during congested road condition. Motorcyclists have same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. Motorcycles are heavier than other vehicles and are less affected by the wind. And the correct answer is motorcyclists have same rights, responsibilities as other motorists. This white sign mean don't pass until after you pass the sign. Unless it seems other vehicles for any reason. And the correct answer is other vehicles for any reason. After passing a vehicle, it is safe to return to your driving lane when the driver you just passed signals you to return to your lane. You signals for 3 seconds your intention to return to your lane. You see the headlights of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. And the correct answer is you see the headlights of the passed vehicle in your rearview mirror. On a freeway you should look further ahead than you would on a city street. In order to see potential hazards early. Because it takes 1 mile to stop your vehicle completely. Because it helps you to keep up with traffic. And the correct answer is in order to see potential hazards early. You must look for bicycle riders in the same lanes used by motor vehicles because they must ride facing oncoming traffic. Illegally share lanes with motor vehicles. Are entitled to share the road with you. And the correct answer is are entitled to share the road with you. Drivers of large trucks often travel with a lot of space in front of their vehicle. This extra space is needed for Others drivers to use when merging onto a off-ramp. The truck driver to use for stopping the vehicle. Other drivers to use when they want to slow down. And the correct answer is the truck driver to use for stopping the vehicle. To help avoid skidding on slippery surfaces, you should shift to a lower gear after starting down a steep hill. Speed up to enter curves and slow down to exit them. Slow down before entering curves and intersections. And the correct answer is slow down before entering curves and intersections. You may make a left turn on a red light only from a one-way street onto a two-way street. One-way street onto a one-way street. Two-way street onto a one-way street. And the correct answer is one-way street onto a one-way street. On freezing, wet days, which of the following roadways is most likely to hide spots of ice? Roadways near the top of the hill. Roadways on bridges and overpasses. Roadways paved with asphalt. And the correct answer is roadways on bridges and overpasses. You are driving and there are oncoming vehicles on your left and a row of parked vehicles on your right. You should steer closer to the oncoming vehicles than parked vehicles. Closer to the parked vehicles than oncoming vehicles. A middle course between the oncoming and parked vehicles. And the correct answer is a middle course between the oncoming and parked vehicles. Yellow line separate. Traffic lanes on one-way street. Traffic moving in opposite direction on a two-way road. All carpool lanes from regular traffic lanes. And the correct answer is traffic moving in opposite direction on a two-way road. Slowing down just to look at collisions or anything else out of the ordinary causes traffic congestion. Prevents rear-end collisions. Improves traffic flow by preventing collisions. And the correct answer is causes traffic congestion. When should you yield your legal right-of-way? Often, even at controlled intersections. When it helps prevent collisions. Never, it confuses other drivers. And the correct answer is when it helps prevent collisions. It is illegal for a person 21 years of age or older to drive with a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, that is underscore or higher. 0.08%, 0.10%, 0.05%. And the correct answer is 0.08%. You must notify the DMV within 5 days if you are cited for a traffic violation. Sell or transfer your vehicle. Paint your vehicle of a different color. And the correct answer is sell or transfer your vehicle. This white sign means you may turn left only on a green arrow. May turn left on a green light when it is safe. Must wait for the solid green light before you turn left. And the correct answer is may turn left on a green light when it is safe. Which of these statement is true about trucks? They take longer to stop than passenger vehicle. They all have air brakes which allow them to stop quickly. They are more maneuver than passenger vehicle. And the correct answer is they take longer to stop than passenger vehicle. When may you legally go around or under a railroad crossing gate? Under no circumstances. When you can see clearly in both directions. When the warning lights are not flashing. And the correct answer is under no circumstances. This yellow sign means there is a sharp turn to the right. Right turn only lane. Right turn permitted on green arrow only. And the correct answer is there is a sharp turn to the right. When approaching a crosswalk where a blind pedestrian is waiting to cross, you must stop more than 5 feet from the crosswalk so the pedestrian will not be distracted by the sound of the engine. At the crosswalk and wait for the pedestrian to cross the street. At the crosswalk and then tell the pedestrian when to cross the street. And the correct answer is at the crosswalk and wait for the pedestrian to cross the street. Two sets of double solid yellow lines spaced 2 feet or more apart may only be crossed to make a left turn or U-turn. Should be treated like a solid wall and not be crossed. May be used to begin or end left hand's turn. And the correct answer is should be treated like a solid wall and not be crossed. Which of these is proper way to change lanes? Signal, check your mirrors, and then change lanes. Signal, check your mirrors, and look over your shoulder before you lane changes. Check your mirrors, and look over your shoulder, then change lanes. And the correct answer is signal, check your mirrors, and look over your shoulder before you lane changes. What should you do at an intersection with a flashing yellow signal light? Maintain your speed but watch for other videos. Stop before crossing the intersection. Slow down and cross carefully. And the correct answer is slow down and cross carefully. If you are convicted of driving with an excessive blood alcohol concentration, BAC, you may be sentenced to serve up to 6 months in jail. Up to 12 months in jail. No jail time, but you must pay a fine of $500. And the correct answer is up to 6 months in jail. When can you drive using only parking lights? 30 minutes after sunset or 30 minutes before sunrise. Under no circumstances. On foggy days when visibility is low. And the correct answer is under no circumstances. Which of these statement is true about changing lanes? You only need to turn and look over your right shoulder for lane changes to the right or left. Look over your right shoulder for a right lane change and your left shoulder for a left lane change. Vehicle with 2 outside mirror do not have blind spot. And the correct answer is look over your right shoulder for a right lane change and your left shoulder for a left lane change. An orange-colored sign like this means there is road work ahead. You must change lanes ahead. There is a detour ahead. And the correct answer is there is road work ahead. Turn on your windshield wipers and use your headlights on rainy, snowy, or foggy days. On the high beam setting. So other drivers can see you. Only when driving on the freeway. And the correct answer is so other drivers can see you. It is against the law to the intersection when you cannot get all the way across before the light turns red. The light is flashing yellow and you did not stop first. The light is yellow and cannot stop safely. And the correct answer is you cannot get all the way across before the light turns red. Smoking inside a vehicle when a person younger than 18 years of age is present is legal, if it is your child. Illegal at all times. Not restricted by law. And the correct answer is illegal at all times. Which way do you turn your front wheels to park downhill next to a curb? Into the curb. Away from the curb. Parallel to the curb. And the correct answer is into the curb. U-turns in business districts are always illegal because they are dangerous. Legal whenever oncoming vehicles or not a hazard. Legal only at intersections, unless a sign prohibited them. And the correct answer is legal only at intersections, unless a sign prohibited them. You must file a report of traffic accident occurring in California, SR1, with DMV when your vehicle fail a smog test. You involved in collision and there is an injury. You change your insurance company. And the correct answer is you involved in collision and there is an injury.
You are driving 55 miles per hour in the far left lane of a freeway posted for 65 miles per hour. You could be cited for driving too slowly. If the road or weather conditions wasn't driving slowly. If you block the normal and reasonable flow of traffic. Under no circumstances, because it is always safer to drive slower than other traffic. And the correct answer is if you block the normal and reasonable flow of traffic. There are 2 traffic lanes in your direction. You are driving in the left lane and many vehicles are passing you on the right. If the driver behind you wishes to drive faster, you should stay in U lane so you don't impede the traffic flow. Drive onto the left shoulder to let the other vehicles pass. Move over to the right lane when it is safe. And the correct answer is move over to the right lane when it is safe.
Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in a residential area is 35 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour. And the correct answer is 25 miles per hour. Which statement is true about motorcyclists and motorists? Motorcyclists are not allowed to drive faster than the other traffic during congested road condition. Motorcyclists have the same rights, responsibility as the other motorists. Motorcycles are heavier than the other vehicles and are less affected by rain, wind. And the correct answer is motorcyclists have the same rights, responsibility as the other motorists. It is a night. A vehicle is coming towards you, has its high beams on which make it hard to see the road ahead. You should look ahead towards the left edge of your lane. Look ahead towards the right edge of your lane. Look straight ahead in your lane. And the correct answer is look ahead towards the right edge of your lane. You should increase the distance between your vehicle and the vehicle ahead when you follow a small passenger vehicle. Are being tailgated by another driver. Drive slower than the posted speed limit. And the correct answer is are being tailgated by another driver. If your cell phone rings while you are driving and you do not have a hand-free device, you should answer the call. It may be an emergency. Let the call go to voicemail. Check the incoming number before answering the call. And the correct answer is let the call go to voicemail. You are waiting to turn right at a red traffic light. There is a pedestrian on the right side of your vehicle waiting to cross the street you want to enter, who has the right of way when your light turns green. The pedestrian has the right of way. You have the right of way only if the crosswalk is not marked. You have the right of way because your lights are green. And the correct answer is the pedestrian has the right of way. You must yield the right of way to an emergency vehicle by driving to the right edge of the road and stopping. Moving into the right lane and driving slowly until it has passed. Stopping immediately, even if you are in an intersection. And the correct answer is driving to the right edge of the road and stopping. If your vehicle starts to lose traction because of water on the road, you should drive at a constant speed to get better traction. Apply the brakes firmly to prevent your vehicle from sliding. Slow down gradually and not apply the brakes. And the correct answer is slow down gradually and not apply the brakes. At uncontrolled intersection where you can't see cross traffic until you are just about to enter the intersection, the speed limit is 15 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour. And the correct answer is 15 miles per hour. While driving, you should look 10 to 15 seconds ahead of you. And focus on middle of the road. Because it's a legal requirement to see potential hazards early. And the correct answer is to see potential hazards early. The tollway road you are driving on has a lane marked as you shown in the picture. This lane is used to begin or end left turn or start a permitted U-turn. As a regular driving lane during periods of heavy traffic. To pass other vehicles that are moving slowly. And the correct answer is to begin or end left turn or start a permitted U-turn. Safely baking your vehicle includes all of the following except looking over your right shoulder as you back up. Checking behind your vehicle before you get in. Tapping your horn before you back up. And the correct answer is tapping your horn before you back up. A person may legally ride in the back of a pickup truck when the side of the pickup bed are at least 24 inches high. The back of the pickup is covered with camper shell. In secured seats and using secured safety belts. And the correct answer is in secured seats and using secured safety belts. Which of these statement is true about motorcycles? Motorcycles are small and can easily be seen by drivers. Motorcycles may not share traffic lines. Motorcycles should be followed at a 4-second following distance. And the correct answer is motorcycles should be followed at a 4-second following distance.